We're rolling now? Yeah. Now? Right now? Okay, cool. Hey, you found That Checks Out with Damon and Ted.
You know what, though? We're recording this in the morning for the first time. I think we should get more of a, morning zoo radio vibe. Like, you found That Checks Out with Damon and Ted. Across from us is our wonderful producer, Brian, here at Audio Hive Podcast Studio. I am your host, Ted Wilson, and over here, the star of our show, Damon Baracchio. Take it away, Damon.
I like what you did there, but since it is morning,
I can see it wasn't working for you, so I decided to throw it to you.
Did you see my gaze? I was gazing a different way, like this is going to be over soon.
I don't really look at you as much as possible, so no, I didn't see it.
No, you did mention it is morning, yet no one provided a delicious breakfast of biscuits and gravy. So, yeah, kind of upset.
Who do we talk to about that? Me?
I would say the producer. I would say the producer, yeah, would probably want to make everybody happy.
You should make him angry. He's the one that makes us sound better than anything we have any opportunity to. So.
Yeah, you are correct. But hey, can we just real quick check into last week?
Oh, can we? Because there's something I wanted. There's actually a litany of things I want to go over. I said that I did not like bacon in a BLT, and you're like, oh yeah, you don't like bacon at all. My daughter doesn't like bacon. Like, that wasn't my point. I said I don't like that much bacon where it's just the star of the show. I like it to go with other things, and that's just point one of all the things I think I took these past 2 weeks. I really lost last week's episode is what I'm saying.
So what you're saying is a lot of your friends became my friends.
I don't know if I'd put that on them, but sure.
Yeah, I would.
Well, it's sorry for everyone. So bad.
I know one of the guys you work with, we instantly became best friends when he said, I'll take whatever side Ted's not on in one of our disputes on the mighty social media.
That's very much Eric. Sure.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I was very in tune with him. That's why my comment was you are now my best friend.
That's a gimme. That's like, coming into Chicago and saying, hey, you hate the Packers too. It's really not a hard thing to do.
That's the best way to find friends.
That's what I'm saying.
Correct.
Like, hey, do you hate Ted too? I'm on. Like, there wasn't a whole lot of effort put into getting that guy.
Growing. Right. The group is growing.
I didn't know it could get any bigger. But
no, and you did. You pretty much got lambasted with the whole hot dog sandwich thing. Because I put that up too.
Someone wanted to shoot me. Also called me an a-hole. That was nice. It was. It got deep. It got very deep.
You were definitely. You were a target.
Yeah, it's hard when you're right. Sometimes when you're right, you have to be the one that, takes all the heat.
But that aside, I was laughing because you put a picture up of yourself side by side. Okay. And Ted's own social media, Facebook, he put up a picture and one picture of him apparently on vacation.
Yeah, we were in Baltimore.
Okay. And it was a cool looking resort. I mean, you could see
it was a library. It was like
that was a library?
Yeah, it was like one of the oldest libraries. And it was a college library. It was phenomenal. But
the background was awesome.
Yeah, the background looked like this dude doesn't belong here.
But it was Ted swollen. It was I lost some weight, Ted. And so is Ted swollen. So now, I guess he's Ted 7.0 because now he's Ted 2.0, right? But so he puts the other picture of himself currently next to it. And it was, 2 years to the day?
Yeah, it was 2 years exactly to the day.
2 years to the day. And the comments start out with, I like the background in the other picture better.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, it's too easy. I mean, I never feel sorry for you because I love giving you crap. Mm-hmm. But in that instance, I thought, how about the fact that he looks like he's half the person he is in the other picture?
Yeah, that's probably an 80-pound swing between those two pictures. But most people were like, I don't want to look at him so much that I am going to focus on the fact that about 2/3 of this picture isn't his face. Let's talk about that.
Right. So my goal in the next week is to find a backdrop for current Ted that is better than the other one. So we can redo this. Okay. And people will be like, wow, look at your weight loss, buddy. Well, you know what I mean?
To be fair, it wasn't like 2 years ago when I was in this beautiful library. I was thinking, you know what? 2 years, I'm going to lose 80 pounds. I'm going to stand in front of a blank gray door and take a photo and be like, hey, check this out. Pretty cool, right? That was on me.
Well, you have to set an attainable goal. And I think the gray door did it.
Yeah, I didn't know that in 2 years I wouldn't be able to go anywhere and take any cool pictures because of
that is part of
everything is shut down. But
sure. that was the big thing that I took because that was amidst our little banter back and forth.
I was trying to get some people back on my side because I took quite the beating since last episode.
And yet they didn't all they all went to the background, which was cool. While it made me smile, then I started thinking, I'm like, man, that's just too much, because I know me personally, I've done that before where I've lost a lot of weight where it's noticeable. And then I find it again. So it is what it is, but I've done that. And all you want is for people to not compliment you, but at least to notice, you know what I mean? It might even be a shirt I'm wearing that I wore before, and it's like, it hangs on you totally different. Somebody notice.
Right.
Well,
that's the thing is like, because it happens, for me it happened day to day.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't as noticeable with it when I saw that picture. Plus I learned how to take photos better. As you know, photo 1, it was shooting up my face.
Oh yeah.
So there were like 9 chins.
Oh yeah. I'm still terrible at that.
Yeah. My beard looked 6 inches longer because it was like kind of wrapped around the front of my face because I was going from the underneath. And then the second picture, I took it from above. Yeah. So any like remnant of extra chin is now hidden. Much better.
Yeah.
And someone said just for men in one of the comments, like, that's a gimme. Yes. In picture A 2 years ago, my beard is stark white Santa Claus. And now it's more of a, not salt and pepper because it's more brown. So maybe salt and paprika. We'll go with that.
Right.
Like, very good. You called it out that I dye my beard. Wonderful catch.
Yeah. Well, and kudos to you for only having to dye your beard. You know what I mean? The rest of us have to dye all of our hair.
Oh, is that a no hair joke? Thanks.
What? Oh, is that how you took it?
Yeah.
Oh, no. It was a compliment to you.
Was it?
It was a compliment.
It feels like one of your compliments.
Backhanded compliment. So
sure.
You said you wanted to address something with me about last week.
But you know what's funny? I've already forgotten what it was. What were we talking about? I wanted to put on hold.
I don't remember.
Oh, it was the bacon thing. I just said the top.
Oh.
But there was something else we were talking about right before we started recording. Then I said, hold on, I want to talk about that. But now I don't remember or care.
So no, I do feel like had you put up the thing about the pets, I would have been on the other side. Well, there was no way I was going to put that up because more people are going to side with you. So
you just wanted the free win is what you're saying.
I chose my battle. Yeah. I want to feel good about life. I don't want to feel like I
guess it was like the people that thought that I was really personally invested in the hot dog sandwich thing. I don't care that much. I don't care. But I mean, I left out some pertinent things like the Subway sandwich thing, like the meatball sandwich. Because a lot of people are like, well, the bread's combined. You can't count it. Like, well, do you eat a meatball sandwich with 2 halves? No, you don't. You have it connected. Otherwise, the meatballs are just going to slide right out, and no one wants that.
Oh, you made a lot of valid points. You lost the argument. Okay.
It's hard to be right and still lose the argument, but I guess I did.
You made a lot of valid points.
Sure.
That's all I can say. All right.
Sure.
That's kind of like me saying, hey, congratulations on being second place. Now, granted, there was only 2 of us arguing, but second. That's almost first.
It's almost first.
Almost first.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny that in this case, second and last are synonymous. That's fantastic.
So last Saturday, I don't know if it was Saturday or Sunday, that's when I was looking at your picture and saw that come up. And we were going through the whole rigmarole on Facebook about, I put it up there about our debate with the hot dog being a sandwich and let more people chime in to prove I was right once again. So that made me feel happy. But that day, I power washed my deck for about 10 hours. Okay. And burned in the sun. My daughter's playing in the pool. She's having a good time. I burn in the sun. I go inside. I go to sit down in my chair. I bought a power recliner, like, I don't know, less than a year ago.
Power washing, power recliner. Are we having a midlife crisis, Damon?
It's pretty,
I mean, you are in your mid 40s
More
now,
power.
So.
Yeah. Almost. Hey, I guess mid 40s. Yeah.
Yeah. 4, 5, 6, mid.
Yeah.
I'm in my early 40s. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Early. That's
1, 2, 3. Early. Gotcha. Yeah. Well, in a couple weeks, we'll talk about the early.
You leave my 6-week crossover to midlife crisis out of this.
But so I sit down. I hit the button. The recliner doesn't move. Now, yeah.
I know where I'm thinking.
I understand. Yeah. Motors worked really hard for a solid 8 months. I understand where you're going. Right. Yeah. Not even a hum. Not even nothing. So no, I'm not on the edge. Right. So I decide I pretty much lose my mind. Right. Because I'm tired.
No.
It's 8:30. I've just got out of the shower. It's 8:30 on Sunday. That's what it was, Sunday. So it's 8:30 on Sunday night. I know I'm going back to work the next day. All I want to do is sit down and chill for a little bit. Right? In the air conditioning, relax. Chair doesn't move.
If this story doesn't end with that chair flipped into the pool, I don't know if I want to.
Not into the pool, almost through the patio door, but it is flipped. I instantly get out of it. I flip it sideways, right? Total disregard for everything. Don't care. I'm underneath it, making sure everything's plugged in, making sure this, making sure that. Everything's right. I find a broken wire. And I said, you got to be kidding me. So I grabbed the stuff to fix a broken wire. I fixed the broken wire, put it back together. Still doesn't work. So now, 10 o'clock, purely frustrated, need another shower because I've anger sweated myself while I'm in the air conditioning. I've anger sweated myself through an hour and a half worth of chair repair. And I lost my mind. So fast forward to Monday. I go to work Monday. I get off, and my kids now can, the world's kind of open back up some. So it's good. So my mom feels comfortable having my kids. They go to grandma's now.
Yeah.
So I pick them up after work, and I call
some store.
Because here's my deal. I'm just going to go buy a $300 recliner that doesn't have power or nothing. And when it breaks 2 years from now, I don't care. I'll buy another one. Right? I don't want the hassle. I want somewhere
you
to
called
sit.
Some store.
And now we're talking about buying a new recliner?
I called
Some store.
because they have I call it throwaway furniture. I'm not going to go to a furniture store. And I don't know what furniture stores are open right now because I don't know. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I call there.
Can you flat pack a recliner?
Yeah.
I didn't know you could do that. Okay.
So I call there and I literally, I listen to the recording 3 times before I figure out what I can press to actually get to somebody to talk. Stupid me. I keep hitting 0. That's not an option. Then it hangs up on you. Okay.
So far, this does check out.
So I'm getting frustrated. Okay. But I've listened to the recording 3 times. So I finally get to where I press 1-1 and I get their, I don't know, millwork department. And I tell the guy, I literally start the phone call with, sorry, buddy, you lost the phone face off. I found out you were the first extension. I need to make sure you're going to be open. You're full time today because a lot of the stores were closing early because stuff was going on in the area.
Right.
So I said, I want to make sure you're open the full time. And I said, I want to make sure that you allow groups in your store. It's not like one person at a time. And he said, absolutely. I said, because I have my family. He said, absolutely. So hang up. Kids got masks with them. We're going to
Some store.
Okay. We find a chair we like. Let's go into the car. It's going home. Okay. I get to
Some store.
We mask up. We walk in. I'm walking through the front door. And this kid, and I say kid, I mean, he's probably, 17, 18 years old, 19. He says, as I walk past him, he says, well, you can't have kids in here if they're under 16.
Yes, I've seen that sign.
Some store.
Well, I saw the sign outside. I must have walked past it because I walked up the side of the building, but I must have walked past it.
Well, I saw the sign inside, which by that point's a little late.
Right. Well, you know when it's a little late? When you've already listened to the recording 3 times and it doesn't say it on there, and you ask the guy that picked up the phone at extension 11, hey, this is what's going on. Are we cool? Yeah. That's when it's a little late because I drove out of my way to go there. So I turn around and look at the guy at the door and I go, they're both 17. They're with me. Come on, guys. They're 13 and 11. Okay. So we're walking. I walk straight to the chairs because now I can't waste time. I'm sure I'm going to be busted out somewhere.
Right.
So I get to the chairs. I'm sitting. They only have one, and I didn't really like it. I'm sitting in it as lady walks up, and she says, "You can't be here." And I said, "Why can't I be here?" She says, "They can't be here." And I said, "Well, it's 95 degrees outside. Am I to leave them in the car in the parking lot? Because I can't do that." And she said, "Well, it's our policy." And I said, "Okay." I says, and I saw it said it outside. I says, but I called. I said, I got your recording 3 times. It didn't say anywhere in your recording. The long recording you have to listen to every time you call her. I mean, it's like 45-second recording. Never does it say, hey, right now, I think it should be number 1. And I said, she goes, it's on our website. I said, well, I wasn't buying the chair on your website. I'm actually sitting it in your store because I'm trying it out. Okay. Because now I'm getting frustrated.
Right.
But I realize, so then I asked her, and I don't want the chair because it's not comfortable. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. And I asked her, I go, do you have this one in stock? She goes, I don't know. And I said, oh, okay. I said, well, can you check? She goes, I don't know. And I thought, wow, this is where we're going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I looked at her and I says, she goes, you can buy it online, sir. I said, you don't buy furniture online. You sit in furniture and see if you want to buy it. I said, you don't do that. And I said, plus I called and I told her, and she's like yelling at me. Now, mind you, she has a full face shield on, and she cut out the whole square around the eyes so she doesn't have to look through the face shield when it steams up. So thank you. You can't spit in my face, but if someone was really ignorant, they could still spit in yours. Right. So you really should have that up. You know what I mean?
It's the people that have
what I mean? So
don't
it's
have the
like,
mask over their nose. Like,
correct.
You've ruined it. Right.
So it's just like you're not really doing us any favors. So my kids think I'm going to get arrested. I'm breaking no laws. Yeah, my kids. I mean, literally, like my daughter's
we didn't flip
looking
the first chair in the pool, so
right.
this part doesn't end with you getting arrested.
No. So I literally said, okay, let's go like that. So we're walking, and again, I don't want to be rude to her, but she says, sir, you can't. And I says, I wanted to buy deck stain. I says, I'll just go buy the deck stain and I'll get out of the store. She goes, no. I looked at her. I says, so let me understand this. You're telling me you do not want my business. And she said, no, I'm telling you they cannot be here. And I said, I don't understand. I says, I'm telling you it's 95 degrees outside. I'm not going to leave them in the car. But you're telling me that if I put them in the car and leave them, you'll take my money. or if I drive home 20 minutes and drive back 20 minutes and then drive home again 20 minutes, you'll take my money. I said, but when I called and asked, no one told me you wouldn't take my money. And she had no answer. So that is the first time when I walked out, because I walked out of the store. That is, it's the last time I'm ever going to
some store.
That's just me. I don't need to. And it's a free country, so I don't have to. And I don't have to complain about their policy. And that's not what the point is. The point is make it aware from every facet. That's what's going on. Because I wouldn't have driven home out of the way 20 minutes to go there had I known that. I would have drove straight home and been like, hey, I can't take the kids in
some store.
So is this where I should bring up that I should go out and get my kids out of the car? Because I just left them out there.
Well, our rule for podcasting is no kids. So, yeah, I do.
Oh, it was when I called it earlier, you said that. So
correct. Yeah, you called me like, can I bring the kids? I'm like, no.
You said you can bring them and leave them in the car. That's fine. I don't care. But they do not come in.
So we get out in the car. I turn the car on. I turn the air on because, of course, it's hot, and I write a review right there in the parking lot on Google. I never do that because I work.
Because you have fat thumbs, but sure.
Because I can't type or spell. So, but I did that.
When your kids do it?
Huh?
That would have been better.
Yeah. They
tell them she's a poo head.
Yeah. So I did this and I one starred it, and I don't need to tell the location or nothing else, but I one starred it and I was done. I didn't fight it. That's why I was having fun. I was actually smiling behind my mask, which is good. I had the mask on. She couldn't tell. She really thought I was like angry. And I'm like, now I'm just going to have fun for all this is worth, because this is the last experience I'll have in this store and I'm going to have fun, and I wasn't rude or ignorant. But even when I told the kids, I said, stop pushing the cart. They're going to have to wash your cooties off it. I said it just like that. And the kids are laughing, and she didn't find it funny at all. I said, so just don't touch a cart, kids, Now,
were you wearing an apron? Because you might have been covering your smile, but you weren't covering your jiggles when you were laughing.
I was probably jiggling. But like I said, so my kids, they think while this is happening, they think I'm going to get like arrested, like I'm breaking a law.
Right.
Okay. And that's not the case. But when I did the survey or the review, I called my buddy. I was laughing because he told me that he didn't tell me the whole story, but he told me, he says, I had a problem in
some store.
He had the same problem. I wish he'd have told me that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's weird because the same thing happened to my wife. She was just going to
some store.
The funny thing is I had been to some store the day before, 2 days before. So I had seen the sign.
Yeah.
She said she's taking her daughter. I didn't even think about it because it's not something you think about. Well, when have you never been able to take kids to a store?
Right.
And she did the same thing you did.
Yeah.
Oh no, she's 17. Kept on going. The difference is my daughter is.
Yeah, my 11-year-old does not look 17.
Can't pull that off. My 15-year-old daughter can, behind a mask and the way she dresses, can pull off 2 years older than that. But yeah, it's the same thing. So I knew about it. Apparently, your friend knew about it. We're just not telling people about it.
Yeah, yeah. So now everybody knows.
You're welcome.
But it was funny because in the review, I put on there, and I use the girl's name. Not her last name.
I don't want to tell the location, but I used
some store.
I used her first and last name.
Yeah.
I put the description of her car.
Put her social on there.
Right. Yeah. Her license plate.
Yeah. Her likes. Her
home address, which I found by following her home.
But
yeah.
You totally stumped me. You got me.
We got him.
I tell you what, we're not giving points this week, Brian. Point for Ted. Point for Ted. Damn you, Wilson. Damn you.
All right, I cut you off. I'm sorry. Your buddy is telling you about this.
He's telling me, and what it is during the summer, his son is 13, and that's my son Chuck's age, and they're good buddies. He works with him because he has his own, a construction company. They do brick, they do this and that. So he's a worker. He's not just his son. He's with him for work. Yeah. So he's going in there to get a lock, and they won't let him in the store to shop. And he did the same thing. He told him, he said, well, and he spent an enormous amount of money there that month because it's where he spends his money and goes there. It's convenient. He's going out of his way now. He's going somewhere else. And it's just like he said, he goes, it's my worker. Then he just said, he says, well, my son really needs to use the restroom. They wouldn't let his kid use the restroom.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, here's the deal. If you're like 2 or 5 or, I think maybe 5 to 7 is that window where you're not going to touch everything. You know what I mean? But if you're like my kids, their hands are at their sides, their mask are on. And that's the point I was trying to make when you got me cut off, dude. You got me. The point I was trying to make is we were the only 3 people that I saw physically wearing our masks. They walk in the store, they drop them down, and they walk around.
So they're not enforcing that, but they're enforcing the...
Correct.
Which is, and you bring up the age thing, and I do feel that that's a weird age to cut off. Like, what's the point of that? But I ran a place. I'm not going to name names, but I was a manager of a place, and we didn't have a public access bathroom because of the way that the layout was. They were the last tenants in the building. The tenant next to us had taken out more of a chunk, so they couldn't make an access to the bathroom, so it wasn't public accessible because you'd have to walk by where we were doing work for other customers and, legality things. You just couldn't have customers in that area.
Yeah.
But if you saw like someone 2 to 7 or someone 77 to 92 doing the potty dance, it would be like, yes, I will walk you back. I'll let you use it. There were exceptions you made because there's no need to embarrass someone or have to clean up a mess or make them rush to somewhere else to find out they can't use the bathroom somewhere else. Just be a decent human.
Right. The only place you can really go from that point would be a gas station, because even your fast food places,
now
you can't
there's
go
nowhere
inside,
to go.
So if you see a 13-year-old kid who just has to use the restroom, I mean, honestly, again, if it's your policy, it's your policy. What I'm saying is your policy then, through any type of media that I would use to get to your store, I should know that.
Right.
Okay. Even if it's in your commercial, might have to be in your commercial right now, because, my son Chuck tells me, he goes, Dad, he goes, well, we were being held up for a minute. He goes, they turned away another family. And he goes, I saw more people coming in later. They had smaller kids. And again, if you say, well, they got hands in the mouth and they touch this and they touch that. Oh, okay. Right. You know what I mean? But I have young adults with me, you know what I mean? For the most part.
Yeah.
And they're not there to touch anything. They're, so like I said, that was my rant. I had to get that out. And again, for me, it was such a weird feeling to write a review. I've written many reviews on people, only good ones though. I've never done something
I go to
bad.
my way to do that because having been a manager, you usually only see the bad ones. And if someone makes my day or goes out of their way, you need to be recognized for that.
10-4. Yeah. All the time. I will totally, hey, what's your name? And then they think they did something wrong. I'm like, no. And then I'll find the manager, or I'll send an email later on.
I usually ask them, how do I get you recognized? Like, what do you have usually
that's a good
place? It's usually like, at a store, at a restaurant, that you're getting a survey and a receipt. But I was at an amusement park and someone went out of the way to help my son. And I said, look, is there some player I can go to and say, hey, what you did was great? Because I don't want to just put it on a website and have it disappear into the ether. Is there a human I can go say, hey, this person went out of the way. What can we do to recognize them?
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I said, I've done a couple of negative reviews, but you have to really go out of your way to be a jerk to do that.
And I hate to say it, that was, I won't say she's doing her job. She's doing her job.
But she could have done it differently.
She could have done it differently because, like I said, I get confronted with that now on a daily basis. Okay. And I have to do my job, and I have to think not just, hey, I don't want somebody to feel bad about coming here. If you're comfortable enough to walk around and do that, and to be quite honest with you, in the real world, I am comfortable enough to do that. Okay. But at work, our policy is we're going to stay covered. And I'm comfortable enough to do that too, because I'm protecting you.
Right.
Okay. So I'm protecting you. I'm not protecting me, because what I'm wearing is not a full ventilator thing that protects me from anything. You know what I mean? It just basically protects you. So that's why I said, if we're in that and I'm sitting in a chair and literally going to buy a $300 chair from you, put it in the car and go home, and you're telling me you don't want my business, that's not the right way to handle it.
Plus, it's not like, like you're talking about your deck and you're done in your pool earlier. So based on a pool scenario, it's not like once you've peed in the pool, you can be like, okay, well, we don't have pee in our pool. Get out. Like they've already in the store.
Right.
Like they've already breached the whatever.
As of right now, you should shut down for 14 days and scrub the store clean.
We don't allow children in the store. How can I help you to expedite your shopping experience here and get you out as quickly as possible, so in the future that this isn't allowed, instead of you just need to get out. Because it's not like there's a difference. Like if you are in there, like, knocking stuff down or, being like doing something destructive, I can understand like you need to get out right now. But there was a better way to handle that.
Well, even when we walked out, we walked past the whatever desk, the customer desk, and the one young girl, she's a young girl. She said, have a nice day. And I looked at her and said, you too, have a nice day. I wasn't.
Yeah, because it wasn't individualized.
Listen,
it wasn't
this was
her,
not,
right.
And even the girl that did this was not. It's not an individual attack on her. It's how she handled the situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not, because there's so many different ways to defuse a bomb, and just like pushing it out the door. You're lucky that I didn't go off. You know what I mean?
Because if they knew you, you're like, oh, well, here we go.
Yeah, but since I work in that type of field, I wouldn't. Like you said, I have a long fuse. It really takes. You have a long
fuse in public. At home, it's different. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Well, that's why when I got back in the car, I'm like, I have to type this right now, because if I calm down on the way home, I won't do it.
Or you might ramp yourself up. There's a difference too.
No, I was past it. But and I'm sorry. That was my rant.
Well, can we change it on that a little bit? Because that started off with you finding a broken wire in a chair. I don't know if people remember that from 9 hours ago. But that's how that. So I lived in my house over 10 years. Mm-hmm. There are 6 rooms in my house that have an outlet that work by one of the wall switches.
Oh boy,
6 different rooms.
Wait, one switch or switch in every room?
Switch in every room.
Because that would suck.
There's an outlet in every room, and 6 of the rooms that one of the switches works on it.
Gotcha.
My wife said, "You got a minute?" And I'm always, my usual default is no.
Yeah.
But I was like, "Sure, what's up?" She's like, "Well, your daughter in her room, one of the outlets doesn't work." And I'm thinking, there's no way. We've been here 10 years. There's no way she doesn't know that one of her outlets works by a switch. So I have tools from work, and I go get my outlet tester, and I take it upstairs.
So your pen and your paperclip, what do you get accomplished?
Sure. And I tell her to put it in. I start flipping switches, and I'm like, when you jump, I'll know. So I put in the thing. I said, you plug it into the outlet because I don't really want to deal with it. You just, whatever outlet is, you plug it in and watch this thing. And she's like, okay. And I turn the first switch on or off, off. Second switch on or off, off. Third switch on or off, on. Hey, look over here. You see this third switch on your wall?
No way.
That operates that outlet. And while we're standing there, I look up, and her overhead light's been broken for a couple years. And I said, do you still want that replaced for the ceiling fan we bought you a couple years ago? And she said, yeah. And I was like, why did I ask that? Because I was hoping the answer was no.
Yeah. Now you got time.
Well, so yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I've got nothing else I'm doing. I might as well put that in. And so I do that. And I just quietly throw the box downstairs in the recycling because, to be honest, it wasn't that hard. It didn't take that long. But I don't want other people in the house to know that.
Yeah.
So 6 hours later, my wife's like, did you do something with that ceiling fan? And I'm like, what ceiling fan? I don't know what you're talking about. No, I saw the box. What'd you do with that ceiling fan? I was like, I installed it. And she said, when? I said, today. When? I was like, remember when you asked me if I was free? Like, that took you a minute. I'm like, well, yeah, that took me a minute. The other part took me an hour, but you haven't noticed for 7. So I was hoping we could just move on past that.
Good news is the last 7 hours of free time I had is now gone.
Well, and the good news is that it is now Saturday. That was last Sunday, the same day you were power washing your deck, and the house hasn't burned down. So I'm not an electrician, but apparently
that's pretty good.
So far,
hey,
we're okay.
Good job, dude. Yeah. Good job.
No, I don't want to do that. And anyone hearing this, I can't do it at your house. I'm busy that day.
Right.
If you're moving, I'm busy that day.
That's how it used to. Well, remember,
we'd be like, "Oh, you're moving? I'm busy that day." We haven't told you. Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I'm busy that day.
Yeah. I was, I was a plumber for a long time, and I can still.
This isn't a euphemism.
No, right? I can still.
Speaking of which,
yeah, I'm not coming over to fix it at your house.
But this is the thing you installed, so I feel like the warranty on that is lifetime.
Yeah, lifetime warranty.
Lifetime warranty
until Damon dies. It's Damon's lifetime. Until
Damon do we part.
Yeah,
that's
it's
right.
Damon's lifetime. But no, when I was a plumber, I would tell people I was a pipe fitter. Because nobody knows what a pipe fitter does. But when you tell somebody you're a plumber, that's the first thing they do is like, oh, you're a plumber. I got a question for you. And listen, I'll help you anytime I can. The problem is especially this is when I first started doing it. I don't have those answers yet.
Right.
You know what I mean? I had not amassed the knowledge that comes with being a plumber over years. I'm 2 years in, I'm doing an apprenticeship, and they're like, so if my sink's doing this and it's doing, I'm like, hold on, I got to ask my buddy. You know what I mean? And so it was kind of rough, but no, and even to this day, I give people a hand and do this and that, but it's something where you just don't want people to know you're,
and you just put it out on a,
yeah.
Well, so 6 people are going to know about this.
Yeah.
3 of us are in this room.
Brian, I'm not a plumber. Do not ask. Do not ask.
Brian, given what he's done at my house, he's not a plumber.
Yeah. Yeah. I have zero proof that I actually know what I'm doing. So
it's the same thing. Like what I do for work, is in the computer field, and then people are like, oh, my computer's doing this. I'm like, your computer is not the proprietary software I work on every day. Like, I have to look up, like, I might have better skills to research what your computer is doing, and I might be able to fix it faster than you, but it doesn't mean, like, just because your computer's doing this, I'm like, oh, well, that's this. Like, I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing. I mean, I'm in the automotive industry, but I don't work on them. You know what I mean? I'm the liaison for that. And so
you just take the money and be like, it broke.
Yeah.
It fit, broke.
I'm going to give it to a guy way smarter than me with a lot more training and way more tools. You know what I mean? But you get a lot of people that call, hey, my car's doing that. What do you think? And sometimes you can suggest different things. Most times you're going to say, hey, why don't you bring it in and let somebody look at it that knows, and that's the same thing. I have lots of buddies that are still plumbers that are in the area. My go-to moved to Florida. Damn it. So, but that was the same thing. I would just pawn off guys would have projects, and I'm like, hey, you know what? Call my buddy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he did a lot of that work, and it was nice because then he could make some extra cash for himself too, But
and I'll tell you this, and I don't want to disparage my father because he was a great man, and most people that are listening that would know this, but he wasn't a handyman. Just wasn't his thing. I mean, he was very intelligent, super brilliant when it came to math and teaching and, you know, dealing with people and kids. But when it came to fixing things, was just not his thing because his dad never showed him. Now, his dad could do that, but just that wasn't the thing that was passed down. So I would learn from other people's dads or on my own. So it's funny, the stuff like I was like, oh, I can't do that. Because when I was growing up, we always had to call someone for this or someone for that, and it's you need
something that flips a confidence switch. Yeah. And for me, like I said, when I went and became a plumber, I'm still very respectful of electricity. I won't say fear, you know what I mean, but respectful. And I know when something's above my pay grade, if you will,
right?
You know what I mean. So I get other people involved. But other than that, and I have friends that are HVAC. I have a neighbor that's HVAC. He's awesome at what he does. So you know, I mean. Hey, true story. I move in my house. I'm there 2 months, 3 months. My neighbor across the street, he's HVAC. And at that time, he didn't have his own company. He's working for somebody. We're down at a block party. So I'm getting to know the neighbors, right? I go home and find out the air's not on in my house. Okay. So with the air not on in my house, it's getting sweltering hot.
What is this, like February, March?
Yeah.
Because I know how you are.
Right. Yeah, it had to been January 2nd.
Block party, so maybe April.
It was a New Year's block party. And so I grab him, I say, hey, brother, do you mind? I mean, I literally, I've met him like 6 times out in the front yard, you know, when we're moving in and stuff. And he comes down. We walked down to my basement. Well, my basement was not finished at the time. It was just open concrete. And the kids had all their toys down there and would play and this and that. They couldn't destroy anything. It was awesome. Bounce tennis ball off the wall. Don't hit that window. Bounce tennis ball off the wall. You can't throw it at this wall, just that wall, you know?
Right.
Turns out they flipped off the switch on the AC. So I literally got a professional to my house, right?
Yeah.
To come over, go downstairs and investigate. He flips the switch on. The AC turns on and he goes, there you go. Okay. I'm a grown ass man. Okay. who has worked in the trades. Yeah. And this is what I just did.
Yeah.
So from that moment on, I'm not afraid to ask for help. I just want to make sure I exercise all of my God-given skill before I do. You know?
That same thing happened to me last week at work. Like there was this thing we're doing this install. I get all the way to the end and it's not working. I can't figure it out. I had messed up step 2. Like there was
how many steps were there?
I don't remember how many steps, but the point is
you were significantly past step 2.
Yeah, I was way past step 2. Let's say I'm on step 40.
Gotcha.
But step 2 was pull down this drop box to drop in this set of numbers, which you will need to install this.
Oh,
and
you got to
I pulled down the wrong drop box.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I had a set of numbers and like every number was working except the one I needed. And I'm like, well, all these other numbers match. What's going on? And then I had to go all the way back to the beginning. And I gotten my boss involved. I had gotten the corporate people involved. I get people involved. Like this isn't working because there are other issues that with this deployment that had gone on, and they wanted to know immediately what was happening. And then I got to the end. I'm like, you know what? It's working. I don't want to talk about it. And my boss is like, I don't like this. I don't want to talk about it. I need to learn from. So if this happens to someone else, I'm like, if this happens to someone else, you need to fire 2 of us because this is dumb. Like no, and I don't want to. I will accept my own idiocy. I will not get someone else fired for this. So no, we're not going to talk about it.
The fix was I should have never made the phone call.
Yeah, I'm not. This happened in my household, and I'm not going to say who it was, but it wasn't me. And there's only one other person who can drive, so you can extrapolate that however you want. But there was one time one of our cars got towed from the gas station because it stopped working. Because the driver had forgotten that the fuel gauge wasn't working, and it was out of gas.
Towed from a gas station.
It got towed from a gas station, and the only thing wrong was it was out of gas. So that person had to go to the garage.
Gas station you just towed it from.
Well, go to the garage and be like, "Well, what's up? What's going on?" And they're like, "We just put some gas in it, fired right up. We can't find anything wrong with it." If it was me, I would have been like, "Oh, that's weird." Would have driven off. I think they admitted to them, like, "Oh, right, that's right. The gas gauge is kind of wonky."
Oh,
yeah. No, I wouldn't have said that out loud.
No.
I've been like, "Oh, that's amazing."
You're like, so you're telling me the gas gauge doesn't work?
Yeah. So we had to pay.
When did that happen?
We had to pay like $100 for the tow, and that's probably when gas was $8 a gallon. Who knows? Because it's like, oh, so that was the first thing. First thing I asked was like, "Did you see if it was out of gas?" No. Okay. You were right there.
Had you suggested that to start with, that would have been a fight.
Yeah,
that would have been a huge fight.
Yeah, kind of like hot dogs a sandwich.
Hey, so now that we're done tangenting, and
please,
we had really like zero direction.
Oh,
yeah, humor, intelligence, entertainment value. Yeah, there's been a lot of zeros.
This is gonna be great.
So I wish, Brian, you still there?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
All right, we're gonna go over to Damon with sports and weather.
Are you texting Brian?
I would be.
I'm sharing pictures.
Oh, okay.
I would be.
Just checking.
Hey, you appear to be texting.
No. No.
As he's scrolling through his own phone. Are you texting over there?
Hey, a couple things from this morning.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I did have one topic I really wanted to bring up that I think we should end with because I think it'll be the best topic.
Is this the one you said that you're going to pin me in a like?
No. That's coming on its total own thing. I am going to rope you into something that you're not aware of. It's coming. So anyway, here's my question from this morning. I guess I'll say asking for a friend.
Is this like me not saying who the other driver in my house was?
Whose job is it to change the toilet paper roll? The last sheet user or the unsuspecting frantic pooper's problem?
Well, in my house, it's me. The answer to that is regardless of the situation, me.
It's Ted. Yeah. It doesn't matter who uses it.
Because I am tired of people on social media, like women on social media posting pictures of their husband or their boyfriend, like posting pictures of the roll on top of the empty roll and be like, oh, look what my husband did. Look what my boyfriend did. Or no, it's me. In my house, I'm the one that changes it.
Okay.
Yes, it's the person who uses the last sheet. And don't leave
Is
that.
it really? Okay, cool.
Don't leave that last like folded, like glued to the roll sheet.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't count. What are you gonna do? Pick up the thing and like wipe your butt with the whole core? Like no.
Right. Yeah.
Change it.
So the reason I'm asking is this morning, and I'll hear about when I get home.
Oh, we're hot button. Like I'm gonna walk out and I'm gonna write a review from a store. That's how hot you have me right now.
So this morning, I use the last few spins, if you will, of the old TP. Know what I mean?
And we're being all nonchalant. I use a little bit of that bathroom tissue if you get my drift.
So what I realize is that the new stuff's over there. I'm in a hurry. I got up this morning at 4:20. Okay, I woke up at 4:20. I had my alarm set for 5:20 because we're recording at 9, and I had stuff to do before that. And I said I want to get some stuff done because when I go home, I'm going to do yard work and do some other things outside. My voice just sounded different in here, and I sound awesome. Make sure the whole recording sounds that way, Brian. I don't know what just happened.
Please tell me that you turned off the HVAC switch, as in the microphone switch, and that's why your voice sounds so much better.
Sorry, I had to say that. Something just clicked, or I just hit puberty, and we caught it on tape.
Maybe this is why people don't record in the morning, because their voice finally was like, oh,
look at that.
Hello, everybody. We're warmed up. Let's go.
Warmed up now.
All right, you side noted yourself. Let's continue.
Yeah. So anyway, I go out and I switch over my pool pump, do this and that. But
let's set the scene. We're back to the bathroom. Damon is about to poop.
Yeah. No, Damon has finished. And Damon has also finished the TP. And so I decide it's way over there, but I have stuff to do. So instead of going like 3 steps to the right and grabbing another roll and switching it out, which, by the way, Ted, I am also the chosen one of my house. I am the golden child of the TP in my home.
In bathrooms I never use. I'm in there like,
yeah. Or I'll go in the kids' bathroom and I'm like, there's like 15 empty rolls and they're all on the back of the toilet and they're like the thing on the wall's empty and they're taking it off the back of the toilet and using it. I'm like, what are you doing?
I swear to God, if you take the last roll and put it on the spindle, you go get more and put it in that room.
You know what? I like where you're going with this. Hey, another point for Ted. No points this week. Ted's got 2.
I'm waiting the whole show, but there's no points. But yes, don't let me look around and be like, wait, we have 1,000 rolls in the closet.
Correct.
Why are none in this room?
Correct. Especially when you're in the bathroom off by yourself.
Right.
So anyway, I decide I'm going to gamble with my life. Okay. And I'm going to leave it. And I left. And now I don't know what's going to happen later. I'll find out. Interesting.
Why all these wet socks in the laundry?
I'll either make it to the next recording or this will be the Ted and Brian show.
You get in trouble for not doing it the one time?
No, but I think it'll be, here's the deal. It's something that irks me, but you know how you pick your battles? And that's not something, if I'm going to come unglued about something and it's the toilet paper thing, my life is way out of whack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get it.
You know what I'm saying? So you roll with the good, you take, it is what it is. But anyway, I did it this morning. So we're going to see. And then I also want to see if it's put on the right way or if it's put on the wrong way. Now, not looking to start an argument like we did last week, but I will gladly take
over the top, and I'm not listening to anything else you say.
Over the top. High five. I'll take it. High five.
That's right.
Okay.
Don't go to my mom's house. She's under, and every time I'm there, I change it, and she'll change it back. I don't know. She must hear it. She must hear the thing, because I'll come back 2 minutes later, and it's back.
Are you changing the toilet paper in there?
Get out of there. It's like a dad in the thermostat.
Yeah.
But are you changing it?
I can't stand. My kids put it on backwards when they seldomly do it. They'll do it. I think they do it on purpose because it's like the whole do.
Now they don't. Yeah, now they don't want you. You don't want them to do it because they're going to do it wrong.
Right. You pick a job you don't want to do. You do it half-ass enough to where people are like, I don't want him to do that.
Have you seen my resume? I've done that 27 times in my life.
Yeah. So okay, so we're on the same page, and it is.
I don't like this, but yes,
no, but the last person, should set up the next guy. Because to me, and this is the same thing too. I don't spend hours in the bathroom. I go to the bathroom when it's necessary.
Well, that's what drives me nuts is that I go to the bathroom when it's necessary, right?
Yeah.
Or like I'm on my way home. I come home from work. I've been gone for 9 hours. Someone has been there for all day. I go to my bathroom.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's get on this topic now. Let's rant a little bit. I don't know if you know what the code in my house is, but if I walk into the bathroom and the lid is down,
yeah,
there's a surprise in there for me.
You know what's weird?
It's not a Happy Meal.
See, now I make everybody put the lid down, like the lid and the seat. Okay,
that's fine. But I'm saying in our house, if the lid is down, that means I'm going to find a surprise, and that means I'm going to have to do some work before I can do my job. If you know what I mean.
Right.
And I usually wait until it's like time. I don't go in there and be like, about 15 minutes, we're ready. It's like 15 seconds. If I don't do something, we're going to have a problem.
Right.
So when I run into that, it's like, oh God. Now, the extra level to the code, if the lid is down and the door is shut, that means it's been in there long enough for the whole room to smell. And now they're trying to contain it within the bathroom. Yeah. So if I walk into my house and I see the hallway bathroom door is shut, I usually just walk right back out. Because I want no part of it. As I'm walking out, I'm like, that better be open when I come back.
Where's Dad? You put the for sale sign in the front yard. We're moving. He is not. Yeah, he is not.
I just
dealing
have
with
like
that.
a post in the ground. Like I don't have to drop that in. I just hang the sign up every time.
Yeah. Neighbors are all like, Wilson's toilet's probably clogged again. Look, it's on the market.
Another open house.
For sale by owner.
Another open house, another closed bathroom. We know how the code works. But anyway,
So we'll see how it pans out. But like I said, for me,
I mean, there are circumstances. If you're running late and everything, and someone didn't restock the bathroom supply, and you have to go to a closet, you know, time for that.
Yeah,
you could have walked 3 feet, I guess.
No, but I'm like the Europe pooper. It's the final countdown, baby. You know what I mean? It's the final. That's when I go. Okay, I don't go.
Mine is Europe as well, but it's when the children cry because no one wants to be in
that's
there.
That's White Lion.
White Lion. I don't know those bands.
Come on,
I don't know,
dude. Hey. Another tangent. This is great. You've got me so excited now. On the way here today, because it's a morning recording, and I'm totally with it in a way because I haven't had a whole day worth of decisions made where everybody's like, hey, you're in charge of this, what's going on? Nothing. My brain is actually fully functional. So like 6% of it right now is golden. Okay.
I just like to let you know that 10% of your brain thing, horse.
Yeah.
Like, you use your brain all the time.
Yeah.
You just don't use all of it all the time, but you're always using all of your brain.
So what's weird is there's stuff you want to remember. And you're like, I can't believe I didn't remember that.
Yeah, like the thing I wanted to tell you before we started.
And like right now, though, too, we're the age, we'll walk in a room and then be like, why the hell did I come in here? We'll do it.
I'll wake up and like, why did I wake up?
Yeah. So, but why the hell did I do this? So I decided on the way here that instead of listening to stuff that kind of gets my mullet playlist on my phone. God. Okay. Shuffle. Okay. I heard some jams. So now here's what's funny is the jams I'm hearing, I know every word to. I can't remember what I was doing this morning, all of it. Yeah. But I remember the words of the songs from the 80s and 90s that I'm listening to.
Well, yeah, I think that's my wife. Where her keys are in her purse and her wallet and all that stuff. That went.
But if it was
she's
attached
filling
to
it up with song lyrics, is my point.
But if that was attached to a Motley Crue, like if Motley Crue wrote a song like, hey, your keys are hanging on the wall, you'd be like, yes, I know where they are.
Maybe you came home and put your keys on the wall every time. You'd know where they are as well. Just, I don't want to side note from it. Brian, picture this. Yeah. When he says mullet, this is no different here. Just picture this just with more in the back.
Yeah, it's party in the back, Brian. This is business right here.
Right, but you did nothing with the front. It was this front.
It was this front.
Just more back. I don't have a problem with mullet. I'm just saying that this in a mullet.
Well, you do have a problem with mullet because unless your beard gets really long and you comb it a certain way, you're not going to have one.
I could grow a skullet. Like I have enough hair where I could grow the back of it. I'm just not that dumb.
You can do the Hulk Hogan?
I can do the Hulk Hogan.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I can.
Remember when I said he should be
myself back to life?
Remember when I said he should be in your favorite movie?
Yeah, that was the one thing people came up to me and were like, "That guy's an idiot."
Really?
Yeah. Hulk Hogan should be in Back to the Future. Yeah, I did get a couple comments on that.
Okay. By the way, I still have not watched the Roddy Piper wrestling movie, but I will definitely do that. So that was a tangent. I don't even know how far we are. We're quite a ways in.
Yeah, we are. Okay. Do you want to hit me with whatever your surprise is?
Oh yeah. So I do have a surprise. I think we should do more live stuff.
Live stuff,
like just videos and stuff for ourselves.
No, was that it?
Yeah. So I guess my question is,
road trip?
Are you available tomorrow, being Sunday, maybe in the afternoon?
Yeah.
Awesome. Because we are going to stain my deck. And I have a sprayer. I have a sprayer that I'm borrowing from a buddy.
We got to get our producer over there too. We can't do it. We can't do it without.
We are going to stain my deck, and we will take some humorous videos. And you heard Ted is free. So if we don't see the deck staining videos where both of us are in it, I feel like he copped out of it.
No, I will, because my mom has wanted me to bring some stuff down and do a repair work at her house. So
I feel very good about this. But the reason I want to wait till the afternoon tomorrow, and it's going to be hot because I got the west side in the backyard. It's going to be hot. So bring some for your dome, okay? But wear old clothes. I got a sprayer.
I could wear the hat your brother gave me when I didn't do that at his house.
There you go.
Oh, let's go play bags. I'm going to burn to death out there. Yeah. So no.
Yeah, I will spontaneously combust if I'm under the sun. But no, I wanted to rope you into that because I need a hand.
Okay.
And I really thought we could have some fun with it anyway and make it humorous. So it is what it is, But okay, so here's my tangent. Here's my question, I guess, of the week. Okay. And I have a short list here. Okay. Things I thought would matter more as an adult. Okay.
Okay.
Ninja throwing stars. They don't come into play anywhere.
People can just see the disappointment on my face.
Ninja throwing stars. Okay, listen. Now, and I know John Mulaney does but seriously, quicksand. Okay.
Yeah. I was going to say that ninja
John
thing
Mulaney
sounds
does a bit on
familiar,
that.
but that's
so
it.
I wrote the word quicksand, and then I thought, wait a minute, John Mulaney. I'm not trying to do a bet.
Yeah.
I'm just saying quicksand because you really, as a kid, you see this stuff and you're like, oh, I got to watch out for Chinese throwing stars. I got to watch out for quicksand. And then here's the one that really pisses me off. Open sesame, don't do shit. You remember all the cartoons where they'd come up to a rock wall, and they'd be like, open sesame. And the thing would open, mostly like Popeye commercials and stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then to piggyback off of that, spinach, you can eat as much of it as you want to. You're not going to beat the crap out of anybody or have more energy.
That was a mathematical accident back in the day. Someone put the decimal point in the wrong thing, and they thought it had more iron than it actually did.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So, because unless I'm hitting you with the spinach can, I'm not going to gain any advantage.
Correct.
So I guess my question is to you, we can talk about those, or do you have something where you thought as a kid, this would be, and the other thing, maybe even Dukes of Hazzards, I thought bridges being out might be more, you know what I mean?
Might be more exciting.
Right. Might be more exciting, instead of like, okay, there's so many barriers. First off, I'm going to hit concrete at 100 miles an hour. There's no way I'm clearing this bridge, so it's just stuff that I thought was going to be more prominent in my adult life.
I thought I knew a lot of stuff, so I'd already have half the battle won. Yeah. Turns out knowing is not half the battle.
Yeah. See, G.I. Joe said it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I get the other half is doing, but I think that's more than half.
It really is.
Like knowing is part of the battle. The doing is a little bit more than half, I think. Is just not as catchy is probably the problem.
Right. But I mean, even like the Chinese star thing. How does that?
Did you think you were to run into a lot of ninjas?
No, but I mean, they're constantly, well, even as a kid, I remember guys that had butterfly knives, friends of mine. I'm sure you had buddies that had, I never had one because I would just cut the crap out of myself. You know what
I'm sorry, did I live in the same town as you? Because you're describing that you lived in West Side Story.
Butterfly knives? Yeah.
Look at those sharks and jets fighting.
Why did I even learn this dance routine?
Yeah, I don't remember this.
Why did I even learn this dance routine if we're not going to fight? I don't even know. I choreographed a fight scene. We're not doing it. No, but I remember I had buddies that had Chinese stars. They had this stuff. And I thought, oh man, this is like something, like even now, the world's going crazy. Are you defending yourself with Chinese stars? Are you putting quicksand out around your house so no one comes in and takes your television? What are you doing? You know what I mean? Yeah. You're not, it doesn't come into play at all. And the open sesame thing, I realized that was just a cartoon thing.
You know what though? Here's the thing on that. You could probably program some of these ubiquitous devices we have everywhere to open up your door if you said open sesame. You can fix that now.
You want to know, I do want to switch my garage door and my garage door opener. And I want to get one where you can tell if it's open if I'm in Florida, I can tell if it's open.
I'm busy that day. Yeah. I've already learned my lesson. I said in the beginning, This is how I get out of stuff. And you already wrote me into working at your house tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, you got to admit that's 2 points for Damon, Brian, right? 2 points for Damon on that one?
For roping him into work?
Yeah.
Manual labor?
That was solid. That's like a 5-point play, ain't it?
Yeah. Do you want to do more live stuff? Sure. Okay. What we're going to do live is stain my deck. You did say deck, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got two.
That's two. That's two. That takes your points away. I'm winning. I'm winning this week.
Okay. I don't know where it happened, but Damon just lost points. This is so terrible. Okay. I call
Big Mac is saving this for me.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. We didn't talk about that,
no,
did
we didn't.
So it's Brian McKender, and we decided that we're going to.
You got it wrong.
But we're going to call him Big Mac because B Mac sounds like really cool and smooth and suave. Big Mac sounds delicious. Yeah. So I think you're going to be You're going to be Delicious or Big Mac, whatever.
We were
refer
going to call you P-Rock, but you said it sounded too much like kidney stones.
Right,
so.
right, yeah. No P-Rock for me because that does that.
And my parents saddled me with a nickname, so forget it. That's all they gave me. He's not good. He's never going to be a big man to have a full name. Let's just call him Ted.
Yeah. Hey, is that short for Theodore? No.
Yeah, in some areas it is. In this case, no. I'm sorry to in my own. I was in way into my adult years when I'd be at places, the DMV or other government is, sir, we need your full legal name. I'm a grown ass man.
Hey,
I know my full legal name.
DMV. That's a spot. Great spot for quicksand and Chinese throwing stars.
Yeah.
Think about it.
I don't know if you know this, but I love going to the DMV.
Why?
Because I'm very attractive when I go to the DMV. I'm like a regular life 4, 5. I get that.
Yeah.
But at the DMV, I'm like a solid 8. Yeah. I walk in, they're like, oh, look at this guy.
Well, you know what you do too is you leave that paycheck stuff
He knows
hanging
how
out
to
of your
zip
back
up his
pocket.
pants. He's got all his teeth. It's amazing.
Yeah. That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
I like where you went with that.
Yeah.
Because you're like a you're
Well,
almost
now,
like
now I
you're
might
like
be an
a DMV
8.5.
Yeah, you're like a DMV runway model.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean the runway never moves. You're just gonna stand there. But it's you're something.
I do my little dance in this line. Yeah. It goes nowhere.
I would turn, but there's no room. Yeah. No, that's now the people are waiting 4 hours to get driver's license now. And so I've seen that.
I drove by the.
Yeah.
I was like, "What is this line?" Because I came up behind it. I didn't realize. I was like,
Hey,
"What is this
kudos.
line? Is it a donut line? Is it Taco Tuesday again somehow?"
But kudos to the moms and dads making the 16-year-olds' dreams. That's hey, when you're 16, come on, and especially if you turn 16 during quarantine, you didn't get to get it then. That's huge. That's kudos because I stood in line one time for 4.5 hours for my daughter to meet Elsa and Anna at Disney. Seriously, and she was very little, of course, not driving, and it was totally worth it. But now it's over. You get them their driver's license, they got that for the rest of their lives. So you're actually accomplishing something.
It's fine.
Yeah. Well, I would have left her in line and went on rides, but they frown on that at Disney. So they're like, she's 3.
So you leave her in Disney, which I assume is probably 95 degrees or hotter.
Yeah.
But you won't leave her in your car at
Some store.
No. When Disney sells chairs, I will.
I'm sure they do. They're probably more than $300 is the problem.
Yeah. But no, that's I like where you went with that with the DMV. That's a good way to end, I think.
That does check out.
Because you are because the social media thing. You know what? One more thing. I desperately, and I'm going to work on this. I desperately want to make my first TikTok. My wife and children think I'm ridiculous for being on TikTok.
Yeah, you got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Mac, are you laughing at me?
I think there's a negative point for you because that was not with you. That was at you.
No, but here's the deal. On Facebook, okay, I'm like, for rating things, Facebook, I'm like a 5.5. And the reason being is I'm not a handsome man, but I'm not ugly. I have a job and I take vacation, so I get points. You know what I mean? So I'm graded on a curve.
All right.
On TikTok,
sure.
Okay,
Curve.
I'm not 14, as we all know.
Yeah.
All right. I'm like a TikTok 2. You know what I mean?
And that's generous.
And that's grading on a curve,
Yeah.
So, but in saying so, I really want, but I don't know what song to pick.
Can you do any of those Fortnite dances?
No.
I want to see you try.
No,
if we're going to do that on the deck tomorrow, then it will be worth it.
We should make our first TikTok tomorrow.
Oh God, why did I? Dad, stop.
Do you want to make a
Stop
TikTok?
using your mouth? No, I don't. I want to watch you make a TikTok.
Okay. Well, you're next to me.
No,
We'll
while I'm
choreograph it
behind the
together.
camera.
We'll use my West Side Story dances.
Yeah, that sounds fun. But yes, please reach out to us: Facebook, Instagram, email, Twitter, which I don't even use Twitter. We're
on Twitter, but I
think it's called WDT because it gave me a weird name, but it's That Checks Out WTT on Facebook, Instagram, Gmail. Reach out to us, tell us stuff. We got a lot of feedback on the last episode, which is fantastic. We like that to continue. We'd like to again thank Audio Hive Podcast Studios and Brian, our producer, for putting up with our garbage.
Big Mac.
That's right.
God, I love that name.
I've been your host, Ted Wilson, our guest.
When did that happen?
You are the star of the show, Damon Procchio.
Yeah. Hey, Damon
I'm just the
Procchio.
host. This is your show, man. I'm just living in it.
That's great. Hey,
That checks out.
that checks out, and you're welcome, Wilson.
They can't hear us this far from the mic.
Why did he slam it on the floor? Mic drop. No. Hey, so I have some notes. Why don't we do everything improv?
We're going to have to because we discussed nothing.
We discussed nothing. I'm also going to try and isolate you into something later on.
Oh, Christ.
So I'm very excited about that. You have no idea.
I already took 2 weeks of kicks to the junk over this non-existent opinion on hot dogs.
You did. You really should have fired back with the other one.
You guys are asking questions so deep nobody's ever even thought of it.
Do you know how much stuff has popped up in my feed that's like literally in my like Google search? They're like, why can't we solve the debate on hot dogs being a sandwich? And I look in the articles from like 3 years ago. I'm like, I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah.
It was for 45 minutes of content. That's all I cared about.
It's because Bezos and Zuckerberg and all them guys, they're in your brain, son. They're in your brain.
Oh, they're everywhere.
I have some really good ideas, but you're gonna make them funny. I'm just gonna like throw them out there.
It's not pressure or anything.
Oh, yeah.
No pressure. By the way, how do you pronounce your last name? Awesome, because you're Big Mac. I thought it was Macender, and that's why I was like, we can't call him B Mac. That sounds too cool.
Well,
Big Mac.
you won't let me call you P-Rock.
Oh God, that sounds so awesome. And actually, because it sounds like kidney stone. It sounds painful.
So that's how it works.
So being friends with P-Rock is really painful.
We call you kidney stone, and people won't be able to figure it out. That's all. It's kidney stone over there. This guy kidney stones? No, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
People don't get nicknames because of something they actually have.
Right. It's like when you call a guy Slim, who's anything but that.
You've been called Slim a time or three, haven't you?
Yeah, this morning. God, my wife is mean.
When you try to sneak out of the door, and you're like, you have to open it all the way, you dumbass.
I parked next to Brian's car. I was a little too close. I was like, ooh, I wish I was slimmer. All right.
Oh, you didn't Bo Duke your way out?
No.
Suddenly the story falls apart.
Could have Luke Duked it went out your window, but I did not. Yeah, I do sound way different today.
I sound better than I did last week.
You actually, in my ears, you sound really good. I sound like I'm very nasally, which I'm not. And I sound weird.
You just found out your voice sounds nasally.
Yeah.
You just found out you're trash.
And we call this episode The Awakening. Damon realizes how annoying he is in real life.
Wow, that could be like a series. I don't think that's an episode.
The Awakening. Was he napping? No, he just found out he's absolutely ridiculous to everybody else that listens.
Part 1 of 50.
The saga continues. I actually had something pop up this morning, too. That's why I typed it down real quick. Just discussion points. I'll be honest with you. Like the list one, if you look at the recordings, like downloads, the list was popular.
Yeah.
This
We're almost
last
up to 200 now. We're getting there.
Yeah. Per episode. But anyway, we don't start throwing stones.
Yeah, the 200
man.
on the list episode. What were you implying?
I'm just sitting here. I'm thinking like people are gonna be like 200. Man, maybe it's not worth listening to. No. Per episode, chief. But you know what's funny though? I only have like 600 people in my Facebook friends, and I think only 20 of them probably see my stuff. So, and that whole open thing that doesn't work. I've never done it, but it doesn't work, right?
The what thing?
The whole thing with Facebook, how they say you put up this post and then you can see everybody's feed again, and you do this.
Oh no, that doesn't do anything.
No, that doesn't.
Oh yeah, it does. It shows you how many people are gullible.
Well,
that's what it shows.
Right. You know what I've noticed though too, because I'm a lazy liker. You know what I mean? Like that's cool, and I scroll right by. I got.
So you're the opposite of my mother, is
right?
What you're saying you don't feel the need to like and comment on everything that's in your feed.
Correct. Well, and I could like something without commenting on it. So I'm not.
You're double opposite my mom.
I'm unlike your mother that way. But I'll be honest with you. She keeps me in check, so I like that because I do have to watch what I say and do because I do not want to get in trouble. So it keeps me very legit, and that checks out. But no, I don't. I've started liking stuff though. I think that opens back up people. You know what I mean? Because if you see, I'm like, wow, I haven't seen this feed in a long time, and it's like, wow, I'm just happy to see a picture of you on vacation or having fun.
There's people that'll comment on your stuff, and it'll be like friends. I'm like, oh, I forgot I'm even friends. Like I haven't seen them in so long, right?
Right. Well, same thing for yours.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I've been doing the same thing on Instagram lately. Like I used to just I'd follow all these places with the Audio Hive account. And just look, and like just started liking everything. Basically, it's like, why
Yeah.
did I follow these people to begin with? Like, let's help them out.
Right.
And I've seen more people that have nothing to do with what my page is about. Like now, looking at the page, like
Right.
stuff, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
I think it
so,
really is. It's like
yeah.
it's like a karma thing on social media.
Yeah, you got it.
You know what I mean? It's kind of
Right.
weird, but I think that's true. And you know, like I don't just go, oh, they put some up. I really look at it. And before I looked at it, I'm like, oh, that's cool. So and so got an award for this or so and so. But I didn't hit like.
Right.
Or somebody would post something really cool, like cool picture or something, and I would take it and send it to a buddy who's not on Facebook, but I wouldn't like it. You know what I mean? And it's like it's
It's the same thing with YouTube. While they're always saying like and subscribe because it legitimately does change the
the algorithm.
yeah. Thank you. That was the word that my mouth was like no.
But it I noticed though last week because I was pressure washing the deck. You chimed in on that one too. But I was pressure washing the deck and I was looking for more podcasts to listen to. Because
I noticed you didn't come pressure wash anything in my house.
I did not.
That's correct.
So, but I was looking for more podcasts, and it was cool because while I was doing that, I mean, it was hard keeping up because I'd take a break to put gas in it or this or that, and I go, oh, I'll check. Oh, there we go. You know, oh, there we go. You know, it was people that I hadn't seen commenting on my stuff in a long time.
Yeah.
So it was kind of weird.
You're saying you had more people suggesting podcasts to
That-
you
that
that
listen to
are
this
not
one.
this podcast, right? Okay.
But also, we did the hot dog one I put up, of course.
Yeah.
That one.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I'm going to save that.
That's
I'm
fine.
gonna Save that.
That's fine. But I'm just saying, in doing that, we got significantly more comments than we got likes or the
Right.
anger face, whatever I put for the other one. I made it very legit. Like, look, you're either with me.
Well, I don't think people read the instructions on that because it was like because I did like 17 anger faces in a row trying to change the
Did
numbers.
not count.
Didn't work.
Did not count. Yeah.
How's it sound?
Sounds fine to me.
I don't know. I'm still.
You know,
Again,
into
is my
podcast.
volume the same as his? He sounds louder in my ear. You sound way louder, but you're on a different mic, so I understand that.
You sound better this time than you
what
did last
goes
time. Right?
into the computer that I actually record
It's not the
has
same.
no bearing on what goes on in your guys'.
So what-
headphones.
what-
Just so you know, what goes
okay.
into the computer is the signal straight from the microphone with zero processing, like totally dry.
Okay.
So
Like Ted, like his sense of humor.
yes,
Right.
yeah, kinda.
Right. Okay. So,
It's called a direct out.
but you don't think that my performance hinges on me sounding awesome in my own ears? You don't feel that could play into it.
I guess.
Okay. I'm just being honest with you, you know? Yeah.
Tried to get away from musicians.
Yeah.
He's a musician. He
I am
doesn't
a-
know it.
You know, once he started going, I was like, I don't even kind of listen to this. I don't even care.
I'm a musician. Sure.
What you bitch like one is what
I
he's
was like
trying
the-
to say.
I was like the fourth-
That's what he's trying to say. Yeah.
Why don't you play guitar anymore, Damon? I was the fourth best guitar player in my own home, so I stopped playing guitar.
You can't carry a tune, but you can carry some bitching. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
I almost said that without the ing. I'm like, that doesn't work.
You just want some loud screaming? Yeah, no, I think I can do
But you
that.
let me know when we're ready to go.
Yeah.
More or less honky.
Yeah.
No, I mean right now.
Right now?
Yeah, you said nasally, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It sounded
How about over here?
over here. Which
Which is better? One or two?
Or two. One or two.
One or three.
I'm liking that a little bit better.
Yeah.
That sounds a little bit better.
You know what would help if you could just modulate the
No,
grossness
so
out of your
actually,
voice.
Like what the
Did you actually change something or did you just
Yeah,
turn it
yeah,
up
no,
again?
I am,
Because if
I
you're
am.
screwing my head again, it's just
No,
my
no,
emotions.
I am.
It's my emotions.
So if I were doing this for like a band, if it were live, like one of the things that I had to learn as a stage hand is like people use different words.
Yeah.
You know, so like what you're describing as nasally, I might
Yeah.
associate with like a certain frequency range.
Comprende.
And
yeah.
really, it's like, oh, I sound honky, and it's because honk is different than nasal in frequency.
Right.
Talk, right.
Understand.
Yeah, so.
But that's what
Yeah,
it
he
does.
thought
It
you
sounds like my nose is totally stuffed up, but I don't. It's
Well,
not.
I was just trying to say if you could just modulate the sound of the grossness of your voice, that would just help Brian because he wouldn't have to fix it in post.
Oh, speaking of which, before
Oh, you got to put the sign on the door, right?
I got to unplug the refrigerator too.
I put the sign on the door for him.
You got to unplug the refrigerator.
Yeah, because like every once in a while
It'll kick on. Did the
Is it like the washing machine and Mr. Mom? It just starts creeping this way. Dad.
Oh, I put it on the door for you.
Oh, I already did.
Yep.
You're so helpful.
Yeah, you just sat down and like, I'm ready to
So
record.
helpful. You're so helpful. By the way, who was here first this week?
I was, thank you.
You're welcome.
Actually, I was. I was here before Brian.
I'll save it for when we start recording. But yeah. Yeah.
Brian's like, guess what, guys? You've been recording.
Yeah. Hey, I do like the way you did last week. I like when I got blindsided. I was good with that. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I big timed you.
Yeah. Look at him.
You big, yeah. He's
already-
big timing. We gave you a mic 1 week, and you big time.
He's already taking the words.
Yeah. He's like, here's the best part. Then I'm going to submit this to Damon. And he's going to pay me for the crap I just did to him. This is the best part.
I can't edit that part. I can edit part after this.
Yeah.
But
No.
that's
You know
in.
what? It's weird. That's stuck to the tape.
That's in there. I don't know what
How
happened.
are you using tape? What are we? I thought this was all digital. He's got the reel to reel.
I learned on a real set.
Did you really?
I could do it. Not this.
A lot of cutting and taping, eh?
I did that in the movie theater. I had to do the splicing on the film itself.
Really?
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
like-
you suddenly look up and then like be all warped and everything. You have to cut out those frames and splice it back together.
What about? Did you have to then add in probably your stuff for your theater at the
Yeah, you
beginning
have
too,
to put
right?
your trailers and your. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's
So-
all go to the lobby.
What I find funny is I'm saying no, I'm not nasally. All of a sudden now I have a tickle in my throat. I think I used one of them cough drops from last week. You're gonna get your mom. I have a tickle.
Got a little bit of a tickle.
Now I want to blow my nose because now I feel like you made me self-conscious, Brian.
I can offer you a Starlight, individually wrapped.
I may do that because with my tea that should be quite atrocious. Oh, okay.
We're playing table hockey here, and your phone won that round.
Well, for shirts and skins, I get to be shirts.
I would gladly vote for that.
You have a garbage can in here too, right?
Yeah, it should be right over there.
10-4.
There's water in the fridge too, if you want.
Oh yeah, it's over by your seat. That's fitting. I can't wait till we're done, Don, because I want to see what he did with the green screen stuff. I want to see. I want to see what stuff I can't show public.
I know you're busy with other stuff. Did you have time to show us 5 minutes what you did with the green screen stuff?
No, I didn't do it on this computer. I did it on my.
You sick son of a bitch.
living
Okay,
room.
This looks like
cool.
This looks like it flipped pretty nice.
I
right?
love all the-
It was mostly an experiment. I was trying to figure out just the background replacement with the green screen in that program.
Yeah.
But the program that I have at home for video is like this to audio, and there's so much crap, and I'm trying to find the 10% of it that's actually meant for me.
I gotcha.
So the next thing I have to do is actually take the audio from the show and put it to that video. But
That's all right. We're on pins and needles to see what it looks like, and we were totally on board to be guinea pigs anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
This is weird with this in my mouth.
Well, I didn't really.
Oh, and it's gonna be clear as day in the recording.
Yeah, you're gonna hear that, so you might want to crunch
yeah.
through that and get rid of it.
Yeah, like your chewing noises are in my head.
No, this is not ASMR. You can get. I'll walk right out of here.
If you could blow bubbles in your drink while I'm doing that.
Wow, you wanted to do this in the morning, did you?
Oh, Damon choked on a mint. We only got the pregame stuff in.
I would just roll your ass right down that hill
Right.
over there too.
Finally, we're going to have some good talk here. Brian, turn your mic on.
It's very convenient. We're higher than the next parking lot. Just that's far enough away. They'll never connect it.
He rolls downhill. Didn't even need the chair. He's round. It works. All right. So you tell us when you're ready.